Guys, let me ask you a question. I want to know, be honest, when somebody says to you, so what do you do? Or worse, you're at a networking function and there's 25 people in the room and the spotlight's on you and they say, hey, introduce yourself to the group. Do you panic? Does your stomach go into knots? Do you stutter? Do you sort of ramble on? Or are you really targeted and focused in the delivery of your message? If you're like most people, you're not prepared to answer those questions consistently. You're not saying the same thing over and over and over again, which is really, really critical for your success in your business. Make no mistake about it. The very best in your business are awesome at telling their story to the marketplace. They're great at selling themselves and their products and their services. And in order to do that, they've mastered the critical messages, which are the elevator pitch, compelling features and benefits, and a really powerful uniqueness statement. Now, guys, here's the problem. Most people make the mistake of thinking like, I don't really need to work on this. Sales is spontaneous. I got a great personality. I love to talk. So I just sort of make it up as I go along. Well, the problem with that is you never develop any consistency, because sales is not about making up it as you go along. Sales is about working the system over and over and over again. So you may have a big hit, you may have a big month, but you will not produce that over and over and over again. How about this? Just try a consistent methodology. And why don't you capture those big hits, but then why don't you capture some more big hits consistently? Now you see, here's the deal. I don't want you to beat yourself up over this, because there's a couple of reasons why it may not be happening for you. Who knows, maybe you're part of a company that doesn't believe in training. They throw you in and you sort of figure it out on your own. Or maybe you went out on your own and you didn't realize how important this was to selling you, your products, and your services. And you don't have the resources to spend to have somebody train you or teach you. I get it. I really do. I've been there. But here's the scoop. It's a lot easier than you think. And all you really need to know is what are the formulas for each of these important messages. So I think probably the elevator pitch is maybe a great place to begin. So if you look over there down in the comments section, I have a link in there to a blog that I wrote on the elevator pitch, right? It takes you through a 5-step process for creating a dynamic elevator pitch, right? Works you right through the process, from the very first part of the introduction to the actual how do you close. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to read that. I want you to watch the accompanying video and then just take the formula that I give you and create your own elevator pitch. Now, there's a couple of things I want to advise you on to keep in mind as you're doing that, all right? Number one is don't let perfection be the enemy of good. I don't need you to create an amazing elevator pitch where the words are absolutely perfect. Get it to be where it's good enough, and then take it out for a drive. Because here's the deal. Number two, 7% of your message is communicated through the words you use. 93% is your tone of voice and your body language. So get it so it's good enough, and then get out there and start to practice it. And number three, to help your practice, put it on an index card, keep it in your car. When you're driving around, just go through it in your mind as much as you possibly can. Grind it home in your subconscious. Because then when you find yourself in a meeting and somebody asks you those questions, it just kind of comes out of you naturally. And that's where you get to be kind of spontaneous. Now you got to stay in your lane. You got to follow each of the 5 steps. The last thing I want to say is there are 5 steps. 90 to 95% of the time, you're only going to deliver step 1 and step 2, which is your basic introduction, your 411 about who you are and what you do for a living and what your specialty is. To deliver, steps 3, 4, and 5 all the time, you're going to see how it would be awkward. It'd be kind of weird. But you say, well, Tim, if that's the case, why don't I just work on 1 and 2? Here's why. I want you to be prepared for every situation. So if you have it all 5 set, it's a lot easier to condense it than it is to try to expand it on the fly. Okay? So I want you to click on that link down there, right there. Go to that blog and get to work on building an awesome elevator pitch